sound can be very different even in many engines with the same number of cylinders, as that's normally what changes a sound note most notably due to the exhaust pulse frequency. Then there is a cylinder banks angle, crank pins, exhaust headers, or even a size of combustion chamber itself what affects the sound. Some engines sound even, some are rough or brutal, some produce a very interesting, not so often heard soundtrack like these. Peugeot 205 V16. Having as many cylinders as a V16 is always a privilege of big engines, unless you pair multiple small units into a larger, but still very tiny powerhouse. Vincent foucart's Peugeot 205 nests a 2-liter V16 made of 4 D-stroke CBR 600s. There is not much known about it, only that it also had a 20B inside it, and that scary screaming V16 makes 430 horsepower. Buick V6 on fire. Whether you know it as a 3800, Fireball or Dauntless, Buick's V6 was a 90-degree unit which during first years was simply uneven firing because of being a V8 sourced. As 2 cylinders were removed, the crankshaft did not receive split pins to even out the firing and sounds harsh, especially on idle. They describe it as funky or not sounding right. Honda VFR1200F. The VFR1200F has a pretty cool engine if that is what you like. A V4 itself normally has an aggressive tone, but this one sounds more like a twin cylinder as it first fires one whole bang and then the other one, and not alternatively only one cylinder per bang at a time. The crank pins are also offset by 28 degrees, and therefore, because of this Honda badass engineering, there is not a balance shaft needed whatsoever. Skoda Fabia 1.2 HTP. Although 3 cylinders tend to have a nice funky sound, the Fabia HTP isn't something you would boast by in a pub. First, its sound is rather disappointing and vacuum cleaner like, and then the overall performance belongs on the bottom of any car sold in the recent years. Because of that, the HTP acronym was transformed into many funny representations than the original high torque power. Single rotors. Single cylinders are funky. Small they are, funkier they sound. Bigger they get, more of thumpers they are. There is countless of them around. but a similar layout, a single-rotor Wankel engine, is almost non-existing, but as funky. They tend to be used for small aircrafts, motorcycles and cars, or randomly used in go-karts or lawn movers. Formula V6 Turbo. Whether you hear a V8, V10, V12 or even a 4-cylinder F1 engine, they all sound different, sure, but to some extent very similar with high-pitched note. This is not the same in case of a V6 Turbo F1, which sounds rougher, more muscular, and some of them even remind a straight 3 soundtrack.